All right, so you were here when Emory University, somebody there decided that the Cleveland Browns were not high on the list of the fan base.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at where they were, and it has to do with engagement, cuisine. What cuisine? Hot dogs, that's not cuisine. Savviness and internet personality. I mean, don't you think however you judge it or whatever your criteria is, that's what's going to win?
Well, I think it certainly skews the results when you use certain, like the one from Emory used like box office revenue or something like that, you know? Well, for an organization that hasn't raised its ticket prices in a while, for good reason, because they've been the dregs of the league, you would think that they'd already be behind the eight ball there.
All right, so this is Mike Tanner who put this list out, and let's see what he does. This is now the fan base ranking based on mike-tanier, the Bleacher Report. This is, so Cleveland goes from Emory's report of 27th in the NFL to number 2 behind Kansas City.
Yeah, now this, you know, I'm not saying that this is a more credible poll because of Cleveland's placement on it, but, you know, Kansas City ranked in the bottom 5 of that other poll too. And I've been out there for sporting events before.
They're crazy.
And it's a great, great sports
All
town.
of those are. All of those are.
Green Bay I've been to also, Seattle I've been to, and Oakland also. And I would say that that's a much more credible top 5.
And when you look at that top 5, Seattle is the only one that isn't from the merger, since the merger in the late 60s. So Kansas City and Cleveland, Green Bay, as well as Oakland matched that. So I don't know that number 2 is right, but although when you think about 20 years of horrible, for the most part, football, and anybody is still with this team, I would say that gives them extra points.
You and I have sat in that press box in fourth quarters of games over the many years now when it's been emptied out, and it never filled up.
Right.
And usually that happens later in the season when it starts getting really cold out. But we all know that this is a terrific NFL town.
Is there any question that whatever the number was, 1.3 million or whatever for the Cavs in hot weather? Why are you laughing?
Oh, because it's such a trumped up number.
And I was glad to have a part of it.
Yes.
What happened is Anthony Lima made up a number, and then I said, on vaudeville, the odd numbers are funnier, so make it 1.3.
As opposed to 1.2 or
1.2 or 1.4.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you had a part in that.
I did. And then somebody pointed out, by the way, 1.3 million is really 1,300,000. That's an even number.
I guess when you think about it that way. Those are numbers that I am not familiar with. So
in anything.
Yeah. So what were you going to say about the Cavs parade? Oh, because another indicator of a really good sports town. The 1.3.
Yeah, I mean,
we all know it wasn't probably 1.3, but that was just a great scene.
It's good to hang your hat on that one, though. All right, but now the Browns, if they win it, and the parade would be in the middle of winter, you think I think they'll still put up one. If it was 1.3 then, it'll be 1.3 now.
Well, listen, all you have to do is travel around the country a little bit with this football team, and you can't help but run into the Browns backers clubs. And they're not only all over the United States, but they're all over the world, really. And now, some of them may not be very big, obviously, but you're going to have a lot of people flying back into Cleveland for that.
No question about it.
If it gets down to that.